Hey now, it's your brother Marcus, Mr. Elements of Inspiration. Of course, I give you the best interviews on this side of the globe as always. Today we got a great person that is in here with us today. I'm excited. I'm gonna just kind of put it this way, everybody. Makes records, loves God, continues to sing and sings with some of your favorite singers. And he is a superstar himself, although he doesn't really care for all the star-spangled stuff. He really, truly loves God. Ladies and gentlemen, in the studio with us right now, we have none other than gospel recording sensation Chad Cory. How you doing, man?
Man, what's up? How are you, man? I'm great. I'm really good. I'm really good. Yes, sir.
Man, you chilling in the cut like what? Listen, everybody is talking about your new single. I just want to go there first. What is the name of the new single? I know what it is, but I'd rather you tell them.
It's My First Love, the remix.
Yes.
My friend Cortez, bro. Yeah, man. I'm excited about it, man.
Yeah, this record. I was listening to the record earlier. I was like, this guy, they play too much. They play way too much, but they're definitely shaking up the gospel industry with this record. What I like to do all the time, Chad, is I like to really let people to understand who you are as a person, because you are a person. So,
man, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You want me to go? Look, hey, yeah. I already know where you're going, man, and I'm glad you're going there, man, because, you know, me as a person is more important than anything, you know. That's what the song is talking about. My relationship with Christ is more important than anything. When I'm behind closed doors, who am I? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What is my relationship like with God? What is my relationship like with my children, with my wife? And, yeah, man, that's the most important thing for me. You know, I'm a father. I'm a husband, you know, and those are the most important things in my life. You know, I'm not going to ever stop doing what I have to do for my family. Like, even in a few minutes, even if I got to get on that road, man, I got to go do what I got to do for them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, that's the most important thing for me, man. And I'm also a LCA chaplain. So wow. I work with my local schools, sports, preferably football, but my sports here in my county, man. And it's just trying to be a light in a dark place, man. You know, there's so many people going through things. So many people that you think by now everybody knows something about God, but it's not that way. So I'm trying to be that light, you know, and be the one that can show them the right road, point them in the right direction, and hopefully somebody take it and run with it. You know what I mean? But man, yeah, man, I'm like I said, son, father, husband, minister of music, all that good stuff, man. I just thank God for my opportunities that He continues to bless me with, because at the end of the day, man, it's all about Him and it's my relationship with Him. And, you know, if I don't have that, I don't have anything. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Whitney Houston. I have nothing. But you definitely have it all. Wife, kids, you know, Jesus first and foremost. Now, I like to ask everybody this when they come onto the show. Where are you from? Are you from, New York City, Jersey? Are you from Atlanta? Where are you from? I like to throw that out there.
You know, we say Atlanta because we're from a small town, but my town is Cartersville, Georgia. And, Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback for Jacksonville Jaguars, that's where he's from. Oh. Cartersville, Georgia. That's how we kind of can get everybody to understand what we're talking about. You know, we're almost in Tennessee, but we are in Georgia here.
Georgia. Oh, Georgia. Oh, yeah. Listen, I absolutely love it. Now, what was the thing that started you into singing inspirational gospel music? What happened, and when did you start? Let me put it that way.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been singing all my life. I've been singing since I was about 3 years old, man. I started out playing the drums in church. My mom is Kojic and my dad is Baptist, so I got the best of both worlds, man. And I was always in church. A lot of times I was in one service and then left that service and went to the service across town to my dad's church, coming from my mom's church, man. We all did it together now. We all did it together. So, it just grew up in me. My dad is my favorite singer, man. That's my idol. So, my dad is a singer, and all my family on my mom's side play instruments. So music was just I don't know. It just chose me. Yeah. I'll put it like that, and this music that I'm doing right now, man. I mean, I'm really, really caught up in the relationship with God. Mm-hmm. And I know this record right here is all about that. It's kind of like an R&B feel, but you know what, man? When we talking about that one that we love, it kind of has that R&B feel, and that's what I'm talking about. The one I love. I'm talking about the relationship that I kind of fell apart with, you know what I mean? I want to come back, you know what I mean? So
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And I believe that, we all need to understand the essence of who we are. And you seem to not seem, but you already know what it is. That's why when you came out with this remix, you were like, listen, I'm going to bring some heavy hitters because I'm not playing. I want, I want to do it for the Lord, but I want God to know that I'm not walking alone. You know what I mean? Who else is on this? Who else is on this remix with you, My First Love?
Well, man, I got my producer. He's the one doing my talk box. Got all that good stuff going on, man. That's CL Baxter, man. And of course, got the party on there, man. And those are the two that's running with me on that record, man. And man, I was glad to be able to get it done. You know what I mean? I thought about saying, hey, look, now I want to put this on it. I want to do this and do that. And he thought about it, my producer. He thought about it. He said, man, I think we can make it work, So I'm excited about what's to come, man. I feel like, again, the message is the biggest thing, and I believe that it's going to help change the hearts of the people.
Oh,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? And get people on their knees, man. Get people talking to God again. You know what I mean? Coming back home. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. This again, man. You're on the right path, doing it up for the Lord and allowing people to see who you are, the authenticity of your character. And when you were younger, were there any struggles that you had, like growing up as a kid? Did you face anything that kind of made you say, like, Lord God, I'm glad I got through that, but now I'm here?
Well, man, I had my children at a young age. I'm not ashamed to say, I walked away from God and I played around a little bit too much, even though I grew up in the church. And, but the way I was raised, my mom and dad told me, you finish what you start. You don't run away from them. You don't walk away from them. And, man, I thank God now as I look back because that changed my life. I had to accept my responsibility. I had to begin to lean on God myself. And, man, that's what really put me on the path that I'm on now. So I thank God for my mistakes. I thank God for those mistakes turning me into who I am now. Because, it wasn't a good one, everything. And I felt bad about it. And there was a portion of time where I felt really bad about it. But at the same time, God lifted me. He kept his hands on. You know what I mean? He kept his hands on me and he kept loving me anyway through that. And so I thank God for where I am now, man. And that's the passion that I'm running with. You know what I mean? Because you know what? I got more kids now, that I'm married and things. So, them kids, them children will keep you on your toes.
Oh, man, trust me. I know. I don't know how many you got, but, I got a lot of children's. But God is still good. Yeah, but listen, the thing is that you're staying focused. And, I always tell my kids, none of you guys are mistakes. I might have done some things that I should not have done, but I'm glad that you're here because they're really the element of inspiration, quicker picker-uppers in your life. And I'm excited that you even took the time to say, you know what, I'm going to check into the show. We're going to talk about My First Love. We're going to talk about the remix. We're going to talk about Cory Cortez being down. We're going to talk about my spiritual relationship with my parents, my dad being Kojic, my mom being Baptist. Did I say that right? But you got definitely the best of both worlds. Now, how is it for you returning to your first love? I know, we all go through struggles, but how was it for you to return back to, what God has given you? Because, like we all strayed away in our, formative years, and to pick up that microphone again and God saying, you already know what I gave you. I know what you did last summer, but pick up that microphone and bless my people. How was it to be received, into getting back into doing what you already know you've been called to do?
Yeah, man, you know what, man? It was peaceful. God brought some peace. He brought peace to me that I thought I already had, but when I really got his peace in this situation, man, my whole life changed. You know what, man? It's funny as you talked about, I did walk away a little bit from music. I decided I'm not going to do it anymore. But, God kept pulling at me, pulling at my heart. He was saying, I got something for you to do. I know you've been through some things, and I've had some issues with some people in I would say, I ain't gonna say the industry of gospel, but some different producers and things like that. They kind of took advantage of me in my early years, man. So I've had a time. I was a little bit discouraged. You know what I mean? And God he just kept pulling at my heart, man. Just kept pulling at my heart, and I finally decided to step back out there on faith and do it the way he wants me to do it, and now he's the most important thing in my life, and my priorities are in order now, man. And that's my encouragement to everybody else. Get your priorities in order. Begin to get on your knees, man. If you got to set a timer on your phone to remind you to pray, do it. Whatever you got to do, because at the end of the day, when you have a best friend, you're going to talk to that best friend regardless of you got something to talk about or not. You're going to call him and just say, hey, what's up? What you doing? And God wants that same time from us, man. Let's give him more than just a few minutes before we go to bed. Let's give him that time and let him do what he's going to do in our lives. And you know what, man, like I told you, man, I've gotten so much peace. I've gained so much peace. So many things have happened. It worked out for me and my family because of me being serious about my relationship with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes that's like the difficult part. You know what I mean? When we're trying to, figure it out and we want to do it on our own, but then God says, no, I'm going to put this back together again. I need you to grab this microphone. I need you to go ahead and continue to be a minister of music. Don't worry about what they're saying about you. I got you because I called you. And that's what I'm feeling from this record. How was it to get Cory Cortez to get down with you to do this record? I want to know about that. I'm going to be a fly on the wall and how that went down.
Well, I mean, it was pretty cool, man. I had been knowing him for a little while. One of my college choir members was also singing with him with John P. Key at the time when we were all in college and stuff. So I had some run-ins with him and, different conversations and stuff like that. But, man, when we got ready to do this record, man, I sent it to him and I was like, hey, man, I want you to check this out. Let me know what you think, and he checked it out. He said, hey, man, I think it's good. And I said, well, let's do it. Let's roll with it. You know what I mean? And it was just that simple, man. He checked it out and was excited about it. Excited about doing it, man, and we went ahead and did what we had to do. It had to sit on the shelf a little bit for me. God wanted me to get my relationship right with him, if that's what I was going to talk about. So we done it it's been done for a little while, but it's out now. You know what I mean? It's out now.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this. Who are, and I would obviously add Cory Cortez to this, who are some of the inspirational gospel singer-ringers, I call them, that can sing, that inspired you to, who inspires you? That's the question.
Man, you know what, man? John P. Key, man. I grew up singing his music, man. So that's one that really means a lot to him. And I spoke earlier about my father. My father is very, very much inspirational to me. And, man, I've had I like quartet music, Harvey Watkins Jr., man, all those guys, man, they the ones who really just put it in me, man. You know what I mean? My dad is 81 years old, so I got an old soul, they say. So I like a lot of that old school music, man. Yeah, I do, bro.
That's good. And I'm glad that people like to I want people to know what it is that you like that inspires you, which is awesome. Now, I know that you have a family. I know that you have children. I know that, you've got a lot going on in ministry and stuff like that. But what do you do? What does Chad Cory like to do to get away from it all? What do you enjoy?
Man, you know what, man? It's spending time with my wife, man. Mm-hmm. It's helping my kids with recruiting, man. As far as sports, and I help a lot of kids with recruiting, man. I do a lot of stuff with sports. That's where I kind of get my getaway time and my peace at, man. And it's crazy, man. I got a busy life. When I get into the sports realm and when I get into all of that, bro, man, that's I don't know. It's just something about it, man. I'm stepping away from music, but at the same time, it's still ministry, but stepping away from the music for a little bit and being able to get back in touch with who you was when you was young. You know what I mean? Getting out there, man. So, yeah, that's where it's at for me, man. And I love taking trips with my wife, man. We're going to keep that back up. We got an anniversary trip coming up soon. So
I know that's right.
We're going to do something real good, man. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Again, I like people to know about the artists, that they're regular people, that, they like to travel, they like to sit back, they like to unwind. Because sometimes people, they see you on stage, they see you in church, they see you ministering, they see you making an impact, but you do have a personal side of you where it's just you and your wife. Now, now I'm going to ask a bunch of random questions. Okay, this is for the fans. What's your favorite type of food?
Man, my favorite type of food is fried chicken, and I need to stop eating so much fried chicken. So fried chicken is my favorite type of food. Look, I'd be like, okay, what we having tonight? You ain't got no fried chicken. You ain't got no, So yeah, man. But you gotta pray for me now. I'm trying to start using that air fryer. You know what I mean? At least
that part.
Use the air fryer. Yeah, but that's me right there all day.
Now, who likes to travel the most, you or your wife?
Man, it's crazy. It used to be me, but now it's becoming my wife. Now it's becoming her.
Who spends
she likes to do it.
Who spends the most money, you or your wife?
Well,
But listen, we're going to leave it right there. We already know.
Yeah, look, who likes to save the most money? I put it like that. That's me.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Listen, that sounds so familiar. Now, the other thing is this: how do your children view you as dad, the recording artist, dad, the minister of music, dad, the dad, dad, mama's boyfriend, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
how do they view you?
I'm just daddy, and that's it. No matter what I try to explain to them. See, I got one of my daughters. My daughter is 10. I have a daughter that's 10. I have a daughter that's 14. She just turned 14, and they love music. They love Christian music, gospel music, and all that. But they just have a hard time understanding that that's what daddy does. So to them, I'm just dad, man. Yeah. Even to my older sons, man, I'm just dad. You know what I mean? Something? But that's good, man. It's a good balance, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a good balance.
Yeah.
After a while, I just stopped trying to explain it to them. I said, whatever.
Because I noticed that when we have, children and, we're doing what we do and we're in the limelight and all this stuff. And then, you come back to your children and you're like, hey, and they're like, hey, dad. I'm like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
People are like, your dad is so-and-so. And they're like, yeah, this is just my dad. But I guess it's kind of cool to have some sort of normality when you come back around to, your people after traveling and things of that nature. What place would you love to go to, whether it's in the country or outside of the country? Where is like one of those places you said, man, I really want to go to Greece or to Australia or the North Pole or whatever?
Look, I'm trying to go to Israel, man. I'm trying to go and see. I'm trying to see where they laid him in the tomb. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to go through all of that, man. Then you talking to me for real now. Hey,
yeah,
that's more important than anything in the world to me, man. Like, I mean, not like that, but I'm saying like that's one of the most important things that I want to do before I leave from here, man. I want to go see exactly where it all went down, bro.
That part, yeah,
yeah, man. For real.
That's what's up, man. So now, out of all of the being in the studio, how does that make you feel? I'm switching a lot because we got a lot of people that's listening. They know Brother Marcus is a little crazy, so I'll be switching up on you. See if you can keep up with me. So out of recording this song, right? You were talking about the song "My First Love." I know, of course, it was inspired by the original, of course. And so what was it like? Did you feel like, man, when I do this record, did you have like second doubts? Not that it wasn't good, but like, man, what the church going to say? What my friends going to say?
Right. I have never worried about what nobody's going to say because I'm being honest. I'm being honest about the record. I'm being honest about the sound of the record. I'm being honest about what's happening in the world. We have those R&B drives, man, and we talking about that one we love and all of that stuff. And you know what, man, we don't talk to God as deep as sometimes we do in some of these R&B records and all of that, man. And I just wanted to just switch it up, be bold enough to paint the whole entire picture. You know what I mean? I want a real relationship with God. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm going to think about it like it's a real relationship. You feel what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
So, man,
I'm
not afraid. I'm not afraid to do what God is telling me to do because I've tried to do it my way so many times and got so discouraged and it didn't work out. So I'm done with that. You know what I mean? So I want to do it the way He shows me and how He tells me to do it and not be so much worried about what other people think and what other people say, like the scripture says,
I know that's right.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. I want to talk about like some milestones. You put out the album, America. Right. Now, what inspired you to say, I'm going to name this album America?
Man, you know what, man? The country was going through trying to find out who's going to be this president, who's going to be this. And, and God just laid it on my heart, man, to talk to a few people and ask them how they really feel. Mm-hmm. And you know what, man, nobody cares on the level of the normal everyday person. Nobody cared that much about who was the president more than, man, we need to get back to loving each other. Stop treating each other wrong. Hating on each other, and all of those type things were the most important things on people's mind that I spoke to. And so I took a few people, some of my friends in the industry, and then some that they were not in the industry, and I just kind of put them all together and just let them just share their heart. you know what I mean, on some of the records, in between some of the records and things like that, man. Because again, yeah, we want who we want for president and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, we also want to put God back in the center. We also want God to be back the main focus. You know, we also want to think about, hey, my daughter or my son could be in this situation. How do I want them to be treated by someone else? So I'm going to back off on this person. You know what I mean? I'm not going to treat this person as if they're less than, or they don't have a family, or they don't have a life. You know, man, all of those things, man. I mean, you'll be surprised, man, how many people really are on that right there, trying to just have a peaceful life, man. You know, so some people, man, are taking this thing all out of, blowing it all out of proportion, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. People, they get things twisted and all of that kind of stuff. But one thing that I can say that is not twisted, your album America, it charted number 10 on the Billboard. What was that moment like?
Man, I'm thankful for it, man. I'm just thankful for everything that God has done. You know what I mean, man? It's not by my own might, man. I'm just trusting God and trying to do what He says. And so I'm thankful. You know, yeah.
Now, this is like fan type questions, okay? What does it feel to have your music added to radio all across the country?
And you know what? It's a milestone for me because, you know, nothing is free. And I thank God that He blessed me financially to be able to support my dreams and put my money where my heart is. You know what I mean? And,
absolutely.
And trust the vision. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
man, I'm thankful, man. You know, and I'm definitely being disciplined in this time, and I think that's good for me. You know, some people want to have a million, everybody want to have a lot, but for me, man, I would rather be disciplined and make it into heaven than to have everything and miss God. You know what I mean?
What does it gain? What does it profit man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Man, you in here talking scriptures.
I'm thankful for the opportunity that I got, man, but I still got to be careful. You know what I mean? I can't go to the highest restaurant every night right now. But I'm thankful, man. You know what I mean? Because when God opens doors, He opens doors. It's just, you got to choose to accept that the door is open. It may not look like what you thought it would look like, but that doesn't mean the door ain't open. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And listen, man, you don't have to be, you know, at the highest price restaurants when you still like fried chicken.
Yeah. You know, that's me right there now.
How did it feel, you know, as a gospel recording artist, or even just as an artist or just a man of God? How did it feel when you got recognition from, you know, the Bobby Jones countdown?
Man, you know, that was one of the first things that ever happened for me, man, you know. And so I was super excited, you know, growing up, watching Bobby Jones all the time. My goal was to sing on the show, you know, but that didn't happen for me. But just to be connected to him in some kind of way, man, it was a dream come true for me. And for my family, because like I said, my mom and dad are old, but they understand Bobby Jones. You know what I mean? They understand that. So, man, it was exciting for me, man, because every day waking up and watching that and all that good stuff. So, yeah, man, it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, Bobby Jones gospel, he was always cool. Now, how do you define, and we kind of touched on it a little bit, but for the people way in the back,
right.
How do you define success in gospel music? We're not worried about everybody else's thought or what they perceive it to be. I want to know, what does Chad Cory think about it?
Well, you know, man, I'm glad you asking me that question. I hope it helps somebody. My answer does, because, you know, I used to think it was about awards. I used to think it was about everybody knowing who you are and all of that stuff. And, you know, my perspective has changed now. So now it's about the assignment. What is my assignment? What do I need? What am I supposed to be doing? What is my message? And God, where do you want me to go with it? That's what it is for me now. It's about the ministry part of it. And if it's something that God wants to go all across the country, it'll happen that way. If it's something that God wants me to do that's not all across the country, it won't go all across the country. So in other words, what I'm saying is ministry is more important for me now. You know, I have a podcast where I'm just giving out 1 minute of inspiration every day, trying to get people to to not give up on God, man. Try Him again. Believe for better to come your way. So it's not always just about the music for me, man. I'm trying to stay focused on the ministry and let God do what He wants to do, man. And I'm now when I come with it now, I'm coming with it now. I ain't trying to put no record out, and I ain't trying to give it all I got, but I'm trying to do it His way and on His time. And all that comes from the relationship, man. I'm on my knees and I'm talking to Him and I'm trusting Him. And I'm doing it every step of the way with Him,
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about that podcast. Tell everybody the name of the podcast and how they can follow that podcast.
Yeah, man. We're getting everything worked out on it, man, and finishing all the details. But it is a spinoff of the My First Love single. So, yeah, man, it's just trying to encourage people to try God again, man, and believe in God again. Sometimes we quit too early. We just got to keep on keeping on, you know what I mean? So it's about that, man. It's just about just trying to get people to try God again and believe in themselves and believe in what God has placed in them. Sometimes we forget about the promise. Sometimes we move on, and that's not what He wants us to do, because that promise is still a promise. And it's still for you, man. So it's coming soon, man. You can go to chadcory.com and keep up with when it will come out, the official name of it and all of that. But we getting that thing put together, bro. We going to work on it. As soon as I got off this phone, we going to be working some more. It's going to be really good.
And see, I first of all, I want to say thank you, because I know that you are super busy. I got a couple more questions, and I'm gonna let you go. We got to let him go, America. We got to let him go, world, because he's got work to do. All right. So what can friends and fans of the show expect after this powerful remix? What music can they expect after this?
Right. I mean, well, you got the podcast coming out. You got the single that's already out, and then we're gonna have some more features with a few other artists. I'm a writer first, man, so I love collaborating with artists. So I got a lot of that coming down the pipe. And man, we just gonna keep on working this thing, man, and we just gonna see where God takes us,
I know that's right, man. We just so appreciate you for being a part of the show today. If you can leave the listeners and fans of the show and what you do, like, what would be some encouraging, as I say, element of inspiration, quicker picker-uppers for them? What would you say to them?
Man, sometimes life comes to us unexpectedly. Sometimes we don't really know what to do when something happens that we didn't plan for. But you got to remember that everything that we go through has already been, before we even came to existence, planned out. So sometimes we have to just stop trying to do everything ourselves. Stop trying to fix it all, figure it all out ourselves, but just do one thing: trust God. Wherever you are in your life, trust God. So whatever situation you're facing right now, you can trust God. He knows where you are. He knows exactly what's happening. And guess what He's going to do? He's going to work it out.
Yes, man. That's what I'm talking about, everybody. We have the national recording artist, Mr. Chad Cory. He's been hanging out with us for a little while today. And Chad, could you, once again, he's got the new record out, y'all, so get ready for it. Tell everybody about the new record one more again, and how they can follow you on social media, Instagram, X, whatever it is that's out there.
Yes, sir. Wherever you are, go and get it. My First Love, the remix featuring the Cardi Cortez. You can reach me at any platform, on any platform. This is Chad Cory. Or go to chadcory.com for my podcast, for the stuff about the singles, new videos, all that good stuff, man. chadcory.com, everything you need.
All right, he's got everything you need. My First Love, the remix, is out all around the globe. All right, everybody, thank y'all for hanging out with me and Chad Cory today on the Elements of Inspiration. Stay close and don't touch that dial. More Element of Inspiration podcasts coming up.